Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of The Explainer. Look, if you're a focused learner trying to seriously level up your career trajectory, you are in the exact right place today. We've got a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, opportunity to unpack. It comes straight from one of the true titans of the industry, MRF Tires. They just announced their engineering and supervisory recruitment drive for 2026, and the sheer scale of this walk-in drive, yeah, it's something you definitely need to pay attention to if you're anywhere in the manufacturing or engineering space. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand the gravity of this opportunity, we first have to recognize exactly who we're talking about. Madras Rubber Factory, known as MRF to the rest of the world, well, they aren't just some local player. They are literally one of India's leading tire manufacturers, and they comfortably sit right up there among the top tire companies globally. Landing a role here, it means stepping onto a massive global stage. So the question isn't just whether you're looking for a job. The real question is, are you ready to accelerate your manufacturing career with an absolute industry heavyweight? Here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the MRF opportunity. Second, engineering and production roles. Third, quality and support roles. Fourth, eligibility and perks. And finally, we'll walk through the exact interview logistics. Section 1, the MRF opportunity. Scale and scope. All right, let's start with a reality check right up front. MRF is hiring for their massive manufacturing plants located in two main hubs. We're talking about the plant in Dahej, Gujarat, and the facilities in Medak and Ankanpalli over in Telangana. So before we even look at a single job title, I want to be totally direct with you. You have to be absolutely willing to relocate to these specific mega plants. If you've got strict location constraints, well, this might not be the drive for you. But if you're highly mobile and ready to pack up and go exactly where heavy industry thrives, stick with me. Section 2, engineering and production roles. Floor operations. And this brilliantly illustrates how MRF is casting a surprisingly wide net for educational backgrounds while staying hyper-specific on the actual skills. On one side, you have the maintenance engineers and supervisors. If you've got a degree or diploma in mechanical, electrical, electronics, mechatronics, or instrumentation, this is your lane. You'd be dealing with electrical and mechanical breakdowns, requiring real hands-on troubleshooting with PLCs, variable frequency drives, and complex automation systems. Now, on the other side, we have the production engineers and supervisors. They handle the actual tire manufacturing process. Notice how the education requirements shift here? They want polymer specialists, production degrees, or even BSc graduates in physics, math, or chemistry. Here, you're monitoring production quality and managing the actual machine performance. It really shows how incredibly diverse engineering and science degrees fit perfectly together onto a single, bustling manufacturing floor. Just to help you mentally slot yourself into the right category, let's compare the two. The roles we just talked about, maintenance and production, those are your classic floor roles. They're loud, they're action-oriented, and they're entirely focused on active manufacturing processes and fixing sudden machinery breakdowns. But you know, a massive operation like MRF, it can't function purely on floor momentum alone. They desperately need the back-end and support roles too. These are the highly systematic, absolutely crucial roles focused on scheduling, inventory, and really rigorous quality testing. Section 3, quality and support roles. The back-end operations. Within back-end operations, you've basically got three distinct lanes. First up, quality assurance and planning supervisors. These need a BSc or a diploma and involve either rigorously testing materials for defects or methodically scheduling operations and coordinating the workflow. Second, we have plant technical supervisors. This one is heavily chemistry and polymer focused. You need a BSc, MSc, or a related diploma to handle material monitoring and plant process improvements. But check out that third row. This is super fascinating to me. Shipping and stores assistants. MRF is actively recruiting candidates with BCom, BBA, and even BA degrees. So even if you have a commerce or arts background, if you can handle inventory management, dispatch coordination, and warehouse ops, there is a distinct, critical lane for you in this empire. Section 4, eligibility and perks. The hard filters. Okay, I need to shift my tone here for a second because these next filters, they are strictly non-negotiable. 2 to 10. If you remember nothing else from the eligibility requirements today, remember that number. Candidates absolutely must have between 2 to 10 years of industrial experience to qualify for this drive. This is not an entry-level, fresh-out-of-college kind of gig. MRF is looking for battle-tested professionals who already know their way around a heavy industrial environment. So the crucial point is, the next non-negotiable number is 30. All candidates applying for these positions must be below 30 years of age. When you combine that with the experience requirement we just talked about, MRF is clearly targeting a very specific demographic here. Highly capable, experienced young professionals who spent their 20s building a rock-solid foundation in the industrial sector and are now totally ready to scale up. Now, beyond the numbers on your resume, you have to consider the environmental realities of the job. You've got to be comfortable working in rotational shifts. I mean, manufacturing never sleeps, right? And neither does the schedule. You have to be completely comfortable operating in a heavy, noisy manufacturing plant environment. Plus, as we mentioned earlier, absolute location flexibility to move to Gujarat or Telangana is required. In a drive like this, honestly, your physical flexibility and adaptability are just as important as the degrees hanging on your wall. But hey, let's bring the energy back up, because if you actually make it through those hard filters, MRF really takes care of its people. While they don't list the exact numbers, since it obviously varies by role and experience, they explicitly state they are offering a best-in-the-industry salary package. And on top of that, you're looking at company transportation facilities, a subsidized canteen, comprehensive medical insurance, and full accident insurance coverage. These are the kinds of excellent, stable perks that come with joining a true world-class organization. Section 5. Interview Logistics. Secure your spot. Let's move to and see how this builds into the actual application process. Time is definitely of the essence here. It's a strict 3-step pre-registration process. First, you need to find the official MRF recruitment poster and scan the QR code on it. Second, and I literally cannot stress this enough, you must complete your online registration by 4 p.m. sharp on May 22nd, 2026. Finally, Step 3, you don't just show up. You have to wait to receive an official walk-in interview call letter. Only shortlisted candidates who register before that May 22nd deadline are going to get one. Now, before you go hunting for that QR code, I need to issue a very serious warning, and this comes directly from MRF's official notice. MRF's recruitment process is strictly merit-based. There are absolutely no registration fees, and no payments are required at any stage of this process whatsoever. Unfortunately, scammers love targeting massive recruitment drives like this. So if anyone asks you for money to secure an interview or a job at MRF, it's a fake offer, period. Protect yourself and only use the official channels. All right, once you actually have your official call letter, treat this as your ultimate night before checklist. Do not leave your house without a physical folder containing all of this: your interview call letter, an updated resume, a passport-sized photograph, all of your educational certificates and mark sheets, your vital experience certificates proving that 2 to 10 years in the industry, your recent salary slips, and finally, your Aadhaar card and PAN card. Being organized is the very first test of a good supervisor, so show them you're prepared right out of the gate. And here is the final destination. The walk-in interview takes place on May 23rd, 2026. The window is super tight, guys, only from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The location is the KIT University, Campus 6 Auditorium in Patia, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Oh, and one final detail from the source material. If you have already attended a recent MRF walk-in drive, you do not need to register again. This one is strictly for new applicants who are ready to make their mark. So we've covered the map. From the massive scale of the Dahej and Medic plants, to the strict experience filters, to that absolutely vital May 22nd deadline. This is a genuinely rare, merit-based window to join a global manufacturing leader. If you meet that 2 to 10-year experience threshold and you're under 30, the next move is entirely up to you. Check your eligibility, track down that official registration code, and ask yourself, are you ready to claim your spot on the floor? Thanks for joining us on this explainer, and we will catch you on the next one.